We have a very special guest speaker this afternoon, Sergeant First Class Sean Clifton. Sergeant Clifton was assigned to Bravo Company, 2nd Battalion, 19th Special Forces Airborne. He has served tours in Iraq and Afghanistan, where his primary responsibility was that of intel and targeting cell leader on the Special Forces A-Team. During his last trip to Afghanistan, on May 31st, 2009, Memorial Day, he was critically wounded while conducting a raid on a Taliban compound. He credits his Special Forces brothers and the medics for their swift action to keep him alive on the battlefield. Sergeant Clifton has spent more than 3 months at Walter Reed Army Medical Center and has undergone more than 20 surgery procedures, which continue to this day. Sergeant Clifton has a bachelor's degree in criminal justice from Tiffin University. He is in the process of completing his Master of Science in Criminal Justice. He currently is attached to FBI Joint Terrorism Force as an intelligence analyst. Please welcome Sergeant First Class Sean Clifton.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, Governor, General Waite, Mrs. Waite, Blue Star, Gold Star families, and distinguished guests. Patriot Guard riders, it's always good to see you guys out of these events as well. I thank you guys for coming out. Today's an extremely special day for me, a very personal day, a very emotional day. It's an absolute honor to stand here in front of you as a guest of this ceremony. It was 1 year ago on this Monday that I was injured in combat in Afghanistan, Memorial Day of all days. I could easily speak to you on the history of Memorial Day, and although this is important, I would like to bring to you my Memorial Day combat experience of tragedy, teamwork, survival, strength of family, friends, and loved ones. It's that teamwork and strength pulled from the love of family, friends, and my Special Forces brothers, along with the power of prayer and God's hands, that are the reason I'm alive and I'm speaking to you today. It's also this same teamwork that each and every one of you in the crowd today can rely on in your moments of loss, your moments of weakness, and your moments of tragedy. I have 2 combat tours to Iraq and Afghanistan, but it was this most recent tour, which began in January of 2009 to eastern Afghanistan, that has affected me and my teammates for the rest of our lives. Our Special Forces A-Team was extremely busy on this last tour. The pace of our battle rhythm continuously increased up to and including May 31st of 2009. By far the most Memorial Day, the most memorable of Memorial Days. And again, that was the day I was wounded on the battlefield. Our team had been waiting for one last piece of intelligence on one of the most dangerous and active Taliban commanders in our province. A commander responsible for multiple IED attacks and the killing of countless American and Afghan lives. He was the number 4 on our top 10 target list. And long story short, we received a trigger and prepared to roll out and conduct a direct action raid on his compound in a remote village in eastern Afghanistan. As we rolled into the village, we immediately began receiving enemy fire from multiple locations and multiple compounds in that village. Soon after entering the village, I led an assault team of 4 Afghan fighters and 1 interpreter into a building that had not yet been cleared. As I kicked in the door to that complex, the door gave way, and I was caught in what's known as the fatal funnel. I walked into a wall of bullets being fired by over 20 Taliban fighters, to include commanders in that particular building. I was hit several times. We can count 4. 2 of those rounds that hit me hit my chest plate and my helmet. The other 2 shattered my left wrist and hit me in the abdomen right underneath the body armor. The medics on my team were the first chain of events, the first chain of miracles that happened over the next several days. Those medics saved my life on the battlefield. One medic in particular, Sergeant First Class Mark Warner, was here in this very building in February of this year. Governor Strickland awarded him the Silver Star Medal for his actions that day on the battlefield and for his actions in saving my life. Thank you, Governor, for supporting that day. After that incident, I spent several months at Walter Reed. I'm continually recovering here in my hometown of Dublin, Ohio. But many miracles happened that night and over the next few days, weeks, and months. Miracles continue to happen as I can see God's hands at work all around me, touching literally dozens of lives in the aftermath of and directly related to my injury. Gold Star families, no matter how tragic that loss, how deeply it hurt you, or how much of you died along with your loved one, just remember God has a plan. For all the Blue and Gold Star families and other military families that are here, I understand your pain. Believe me, I do. I've lost too many Special Forces brothers over the past few years, and I think about them often. Sergeant First Class Dan Crabtree is the first that comes to mind. Dan was killed in Iraq on June 8th of 2006. He was a friend of mine. He was a fellow Green Beret. And the memory of that lost friend can overwhelm you with sorrowful emotions. If I can offer any advice, please try to reflect on those wonderful memories, those treasured memories that no one but you share. Holidays, family gatherings, football games. Those memories that upon reflection instantly bring a smile, a chuckle, a laugh. After realizing I had been shot and after seeing the extent of damage and blood, I was sure I was going to die that day. I can honestly tell you that thousands of thought processes are happening in those initial seconds after I was hit. But it was those visions and memories of my two young boys, my wife, my family, and my fellow Special Forces brothers on the battlefield, along with my faith, that allowed me to survive that night and persevere through that initial injury and the next several months that followed. I spent many long nights in the hospital not knowing if I was going to live to see another day. But I had those memories, those cherished memories to keep me company. Although Memorial Day is a day to reflect on service members who have paid the ultimate sacrifice, the ultimate price, who have fought and died for our freedoms, it is also a day to cherish those beloved memories that will never fade. They will stay with you forever. And when you have nothing at all, you have those memories, those wonderful, motivating, uplifting, and undying memories. Please keep reflecting on those good ones, and please remember what this day is all about. And again, I sincerely thank all of you for allowing me to speak with you today. Please have a wonderful Memorial Day weekend, and may God bless you all. Thank you.
Sarge, while you were speaking, I was thinking how very lucky we are to have you here in person today. Thank you.